Alors sans plus vous faire attendre, veuillez faire un tonnerre d'applaudissements pour nos beats du jour, Elijah Wood and Billy Boyd. We have a few people here to see you. This is insane.
Pretty crazy.
This is amazing. Vous êtes content d'être là? This is some Beatle level pop style fandom here.
I know.
This is amazing. It's everywhere I go, fans of Lord of the Rings, there is a connection of heart with people with common passion. And when it comes to Lord of the Rings, there is so many levels of passion, and I'm so grateful to have you here today.
Thank you for having us.
Breathing it in, taking my moment. This is amazing, because not being a major fangirl in this moment is pretty tricky. I was so excited about meeting you guys, and I'm always curious about actors. What is it like to be part of that fandom? And we all have things that we're deeply passionate about. What does it feel like to be at the center of that yourself as an actor and as a person?
It's it's really great. As an actor, I was reading something the other day that it's such a small percentage of actors who actually make a living and can be an actor. And then if you do something that people enjoy and remember, then that's another level. And to be able to be in something that has affected so many people's lives
so many generations, so many people.
is such a wonderful thing. People always say, don't you get sick talking about it? No, it's wonderful. To be part of Tolkien's world now is wonderful.
That's such an amazing thing. Donc il dit qu'en fait, faire partie, il n'y a pas beaucoup de gens qui peuvent véritablement vivre du métier d'acteur. Et c'est une autre catégorie encore que d'avoir des personnes qui font partie d'un fandom qui perdure à travers des générations et qui ont marqué tellement de gens. Et il n'est jamais fatigué d'en parler parce que c'est une belle chose de faire partie de ça.
I mean, yeah, I have nothing to add to that. It's so true. I think the thing that I can say is that for those of us who made it, obviously we're so grateful to have been a part of it, and we get that reflected back onto us when we meet all of you and hear your sort of connection to the material. But for us, it's also so reflective of a really specific, beautiful experience that we had in the making of the thing.
It's like, it's a reminder of an amazing time of your life.
Absolutely.
And other people remembering it with you because they enjoy it just as much. That's pretty cool, that it's not just something that happened, but it's something that changed and you lived through, and you get to share it with the fans.
Totally.
You get to talk about the biggest moment of your life as much as you want. That's pretty cool.
It is,
That's
it's great.
Pretty cool. Et donc, il voit pas beaucoup à ajouter, mais il trouve que voilà, c'est vraiment merveilleux de faire partie de ce fandom et qu'en fin de compte, il revit des moments qui l'ont marqué lui personnellement. C'est pas juste quelque chose qu'il a fait, c'est quelque chose qui l'a marqué, et d'en parler et de le partager, c'est quelque chose d'assez monumental. Est-ce que vous avez personnellement une catégorie, une geekerie, une passion pour lesquelles vous feriez la queue pendant des heures et que vous seriez tout chafouin de rencontrer? Do you have a fandom or a passion or something in your personal life that would be like that you're a giant fan of? Something that make you squeal like us? Comment vous faites quand vous voyez le Seigneur des Anneaux? Do you have something that would bring that to you, that kind of energy?
I mean, it's probably music related for me.
Yeah, I think I met Prince once, and I screamed then. That was fun, and I really like Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie.
Are you a Trekkie?
Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
Especially the next generation.
I've heard this.
Yeah.
Et donc pour Billy, ce serait Star Trek, et il a rencontré Prince, il a crié comme vous. Mais est-ce qu'il a crié en retour? Did Prince scream back?
Yeah, he did. He got a fright. But he screamed back in a perfect third harmony. It was beautiful.
Et donc Donc effectivement, il a crié en retour, mais sur une tonalité parfaite, bien entendu. Quoi de plus pour le Prince? And for you, it's more music?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. I love music. Musicians, those kinds of artists are the people I sort of. It's outside of our world, right? So I get very excited to meet fellow actors and people that I admire and who I've looked up to for sure. But it's within the sphere of the world that we make and the things that we do. Music is another. It's another place outside of
different experience.
Yeah, so getting to meet musicians and whose music has had such an impact on my life, that's when I kind of lose myself a little and it's where I get the most excited.
Any musician in particular? What are you listening to right now?
I also met Prince. I've met the members of Radiohead. Like those are, it's a band I really admire. So yeah, I get really excited to meet musicians.
Et donc pour lui, voilà, il s'excite pour tout ce qui est de la musique, ça l'a toujours beaucoup passionné, ça lui a toujours beaucoup plu. Et il a également rencontré Prince et les Radiohead, et que voilà, pour lui c'est quelque chose qui impacte beaucoup sa vie et pour lequel il s'excite vraiment, qu'il a vraiment le goody. Et quand il s'agit des Seigneurs des Anneaux, est-ce que vous avez des expériences avec le fandom qui vous ont marqué particulièrement? Parce que ça touche tellement de générations et tellement de personnes différentes et tout le monde a une histoire. Est-ce que vous avez une histoire de fan qui vous a marqué? So this fandom is, when it comes to Lord of the Rings, when it comes to Peter Jackson and to what you guys and what Tolkien brought, there are so many generations and different people, and you've been able to go all over the world and meet these amazing people. Is there any meet with a fan or a particular situation that either touched you particularly or made you laugh? Because I mean, there are so many people out there and you've had the pleasure to meet a lot. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think any time people tell you how important it is in their life, that maybe it helped them get through a difficult time in their life, or when they pass it on to the next generation, maybe to their children or their nephews or something, nieces, that always, it's really important to hear that, I think, as people who were in the movie. It's really important for us when someone tells you those stories, for you to hear that, because it affects both sides, to think that you made something that has an effect, that you were a small part in it, but that it has affected people's life like that is really wonderful and very, very human,
Very much so. Et donc, il dit que sans avoir un souvenir spécifique, de venir rencontrer les fans, d'entendre les gens qui ont dit ça a marqué ma vie, ça m'a aidé à traverser une période difficile, que en tant que participant au film et l'interprétation de ces personnages, que c'est important d'avoir cet échange et que c'est vraiment une belle chose.
Yeah, I mean these films and the books obviously before them have such a strong connection with the fans of the books and of the movies, and for us it is this sort of like ripple effect of connection and love that just extends from the films and then gets reflected back on us, which is an extraordinary thing. It's deeply personal for people, and it has, we hear people's individual stories of the way that it has impacted their life. And like Billy said, we had a small part to play relative to the whole thing. And for that to come back and reflect on to us is such a beautiful exchange, that we're so forever grateful for. And it's something that's still very much alive, we're constantly meeting new people.
When this year came around, they're like 25 years, I'm like, no, no, it's not, I can't be.
I know, it doesn't feel like 25 years.
It does not. I was queuing in front of that cinema at midnight. It wasn't 25 years ago. It couldn't have been. It feels surreal. Et donc pour lui, c'est vraiment, les fans sont cet effet miroir, où en fin de compte, ils ont fait cette grande et belle chose. et d'entendre que ça a impacté la vie des autres et qu'ils viennent le renvoyer vers vous, alors qu'en fin de compte, vous êtes une partie du roue d'engrenage de la machine géante qui est le Seigneur des Anneaux, entre les livres, l'avant, l'après, et que c'est magnifique que ce soit reflété comme ça. Est-ce que, moi je me demande toujours, parce qu'en fin de compte, c'est des films qui ont eu tellement de succès, tellement vite, en tant qu'acteur, quand vous avez ce sommet si tôt, quelle est l'impression qu'on a de sa carrière après et comment est-ce que ça impacte les choix de ce qu'on fait par la suite? So, when you go through these amazing movies and at a relatively young age, you get to a point where you have done the movies. You have, within your career, you've set such a high standard. You've made the big movie that most actors hope to come along at such a young age. How does that impact what you get to do next? Did it give you the freedom to explore, or was there a lull of like, oh my goodness, I can't top this, where do I go from here?
That's a great question. I mean, I think we all were cognizant of the fact that this was never going to come back to us in our lives. Like, this was a very...
This is a once-in-a-lifetime beautiful experience.
Absolutely.
Don't try and repeat.
I mean, even before we started filming, because it's just, you know, the adaptation of these books specifically, 3 films being shot simultaneously, it just felt like there was no chance we would ever have anything quite like this again. So I think, I don't know, after it's over, there is a little bit of a sense of I remember feeling like, what does my life mean? Because it was so defined by living in New Zealand for 16
it's
months.
Like, it's the most immersive experience.
And this group of people and that family, and so I remember that, like the void of not doing Lord of the Rings felt really like physical and intense. And then it's kind of like, you know, it allowed for opportunities that wouldn't necessarily have happened before. And I think that there was a freedom in that too, trying new things and, you know. But I think beyond it, I think I just wanted to work on things that were very different and keep challenging myself as an actor and not allow to either like usurp it or not. Like
it's like this, I need to find different roads, explore different
It was its own thing, and I think trying to sort of look at that as, I don't know, a new standard is sort of silly. It was just
like, in a way, I'm doing this as me, not as the actor that did Lord of the Rings. How do I going for that bit?
Sure.
I like that. Et donc, pour lui, voilà, il y a eu cette espèce de moment où il a bien conscience que, étant donné que c'était complètement immersif, ils ont vécu là-bas, ils étaient tous ensemble, et il y a cette expérience monumentale. Après ça, il sait bien qu'il n'y a pas de repeat d'un succès pareil et qu'il ne faut pas essayer, que ça a été quelque chose de très marquant. Mais que voilà, il y a eu une espèce de vide après, ils partent de la Nouvelle-Zélande, ils sont plus en train de faire le film, tout est sorti, et où on se sent un petit peu perdu, mais qu'en fin de compte, avec la réflexion et le temps, ça permet l'ouverture d'explorer autre chose et d'aborder des projets en étant juste soi et pas l'acteur qui a fait Le Seigneur des Anneaux, et que ça donne beaucoup d'opportunités pour faire plein d'autres choses. Et Billy, pour toi, c'était comment ce après? What was the after Lord of the Rings like for you as an actor and a person?
Yeah, kind of like what Elijah was saying. We kind of felt like that was what it was, and then you went on to the next thing. And it wasn't like, even though it was such a huge film, it felt quite indie because everybody knew everybody, and it wasn't, you know, nobody, you know, was being a prima donna. Everybody was just trying to make the greatest film they could. And I think every project you do, no matter how big or small, you try and put 100% of what you can bring to it. So yeah, you just kind of go on to the next one. Yeah.
Et donc il prend, il absorbe, et comme dit Elijah, il y a ce moment de creux, à pas savoir où ça va venir, mais tout le monde est au courant de ce que vous avez fait et que ça s'est terminé et qu'en fin de compte on avance simplement vers la prochaine expérience, la prochaine opportunité. Et à vrai dire, une réflexion que je me fais relativement souvent, c'est qu'en fin de compte, je pense que la raison pour laquelle personnellement je trouve que ça ait pris autant, c'est que les premiers fans de ces films, pas forcément des livres ou de l'univers ou même de Peter Jackson, mais les premiers fans Seigneur des Anneaux films, c'était eux et leur équipe. Avant même que nous on en soit dingue, avant même que les films y sortent, ils étaient les fans originels quelque part. I love to think that in a way, without counting the books, when it comes to purely the movies, and not even talking about Peter Jackson or the cast and crew that we got to know, you guys, the main cast, were actually the very first Lord of the Rings film fans. And that's why it worked out so well, because in a way, you guys came together, had this amazing experience, and because you were a fan of what you were doing, because you were investing and loving making this movie, it comes through and it shines on the rest of us. So, how to put it? Do you consider yourself part of the fandom?
I don't know how we couldn't be. I mean, you know, we are a part of it by virtue of loving that material, loving that world, loving these characters, and understanding that what those connections are. So yeah, I think we're very much a part of that. But also we're a part of this rare family of, you know, I think only about, 2,000 total people that worked on Lord of the Rings that know what it was like to have made it, which is really specific.
Like that camaraderie is something that we find a lot in organizing conventions and cons, where it's like, we're all in it together.
Yeah.
And there's the good days and the bad days, and there's the looks where you see somebody and you're like, yeah, I get you, good luck kind of situation.
Yeah, and what Billy was saying too is that it really did feel like the world's largest independent film. You know, we were all kind of stuck in it together, and you know, people were wearing multiple hats, and there was a real sort of great kind of Kiwi can-do attitude amongst the film crew of just like, I'll pick up whatever it is that I can, even if it's not under my job description, because we're just all pitching in to help.
It needs to get done, and somebody's going to find a way to do it. And it's like, oh,
which is just so beautiful. And so that is our feeling, you know, is like the 16 months, or really the better part of 4 years, of all of us working together as a team. That is, you know, an irreplaceable, beautiful feeling.
Et donc, il y a cet esprit de camaraderie. Ils peuvent pas ne pas être fans de ce qu'ils font, parce que c'était tellement tout le monde ensemble. Et il y a cet état d'esprit un petit peu qui est presque culturel à la Nouvelle-Zélande, qui est tout le monde est ensemble. Tout le monde est dans la même galère. S'il y a quelque chose qui a besoin d'être fait, quelqu'un va le faire, on va trouver des solutions. Et qu'en fin de compte, d'avoir travaillé comme ça, proche avec toute cette équipe, ça ressort dans tout ce qu'ils font. Et c'est vraiment une chose magnifique. Et donc, quand vous arrivez à la fin de la sortie des films, je suis curieuse de savoir quelles sont les propositions qu'on vous a faites pour des projets qui étaient un peu out there, qui étaient un peu différents et qui sont un peu sortis de l'ordinaire. So once this amazing movie comes out, there's going to be 100 people thinking, oh, I want that, I want him for my movie, I want him for my movie. Did you get any crazy unhinged projects? Because I mean, so many people were going to want to work with you after such an amazing project. Did you get any offers that were just like, that's a bit crazy, or some amazing things that you may not have pursued?
I can't really remember. I remember getting offered Hamlet and I didn't do it, and I wish I'd done it. Because all of a sudden you get older and you think, I'm too old now maybe, with Hamlet, and I wish I'd done that. But I can't remember like crazy things really. Talking about crazy things, I don't know if this is a French thing or a modern thing, but a lot of people film like what's happening, don't they?
Yeah, when it comes to panels and conventions.
Like just everything. And like, will you ever watch that back? Will you ever look at that?
Oh no, I'm in trouble.
Because I've just thought of something that would be great. Like someone who's recording the whole thing, who will probably never watch it, could go home, put it on to someone who wasn't here, and they could film it. They could film themselves watching the TV.
The reaction to the...
Right?
This is getting very surreal.
And then they could let someone else who wasn't there watch it, but they film it until everybody in the world has watched it, but from someone else that they knew.
Now I'm hating myself. I wish I'd planned and thought about this before.
Yeah.
Try and translate that.
Watch me. Et donc, il dit, voilà, en matière de propositions qu'il a pu avoir après les derniers films, il se souvient qu'on lui a proposé Hamlet, mais par contre, il se demande, est-ce que c'est culturel en France que le public filme tout l'interview? Et il dit, je trouve ça fun parce qu'il pourrait rentrer chez lui et filmer sa réaction d'être en train de regarder le panel. Et quelqu'un d'autre pourrait filmer sa réaction de le regarder lui en train de filmer le panel, et ainsi de suite. Et en fait, c'est mon message. Si vous l'avez en entier, rendez-vous côté scène après.
Good idea, right?
Yeah, I'm already setting up. I want you guys, that side of the stage, will set something up, because that sounds like a fun thing.
And from that one film, that film there, everybody in the world will see this interview.
Oh, gee, ok, donc à partir d'une seule vidéo, le monde entier, tous les fans qui regardent, des fans qui regardent, des fans qui regardent. Oh mon Dieu, j'ai pas
One
dit
last
la
thing.
bêtise.
One last thing to add to that. So, say it's you who's filmed it. You've got to watch it. You've got to put it on the TV and watch it while someone else records the back of your head watching it. And then that person has to watch it while someone else records the recording of the recording
It's that
of
thing of like looking at a bunch of mirrors. If you've got a mirror behind you and it just goes, it's infinity.
And how would that look once you got to like the 5 millionth person?
Well, it would be a weird trend where everybody, it would be a weird trend where everybody's wondering, where on earth did this start? Because everybody's doing it and I don't get it.
Yeah, when did that happen? Like 50 years from now,
The
people will be
inception
watching
moment.
that. Like people who weren't even born when this happened. Will you start this? Start it tonight, okay? You sit and watch it and invite someone round to film you watching it. Someone you know who's never been here.
Okay. So
It's so funny.
this is almost like a challenge, and you do not challenge Lord of the Rings fans because we will make it happen. If we make it happen,
Yeah.
you have to watch yourself watching it and send it to other members. Si on fait des vidéos de personnes qui regardent la vidéo, qui regardent la personne qui regarde la vidéo, les fans de Seigneur des Anneaux, on le fait? Ok. Bon, ça va être un sacré bazar, mais il faut pas défier les fans de Seigneur des Anneaux. On le sait, on est des accros, ça va aller à fond, ça va aller pour toujours. Donc chacun aura sa vidéo. Okay, you need to find an original idea for the trend now, because I'm no good at that.
The original idea.
Yeah, what's the name of the trend?
Oh,
Is it
the name-
Hobbit watching?
What did you say about an infinite mirror?
Yeah, infinite mirror.
Infinite mirror.
Okay, infinite mirror trend it is, and we definitely got some good ideas here. Vous participez avec moi?
And the last person who ever watches it and films it should be you. So you'll be like 95 and you'll film yourself doing this interview, someone else watching it, and you're behind them with your camera.
I can see it. Decades from now, it's like it started with something silly at the Comic-Con.
Yeah,
And it
exactly.
just went wild. I mean, they will ask you about the mirror trend instead of the thing that everybody has asked me to ask. Will you have wigs? We will say the mirror trend. We're making a new one.
I will wear wigs.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, the fans have so much fun with this film, with you guys, with everything you've been doing, and it just goes on and on. Do you guys enjoy moving around? 'Cause I mean, we get to see you at a lot of cons, we get to meet a lot of fans, and every time there's something new that comes out, it's like for the fans, I think we're very grateful that there's more content because we all sat down. I mean, I'm a deep fan, so I plead guilty. But the DVDs that came out at the time, it was the first time that we actually had hours and hours and hours of making of the voiceovers, the jokes, the inside, the behind the scene. Do you think that in a way kind of contributed to the success? Because everybody wants to know more about things that they're passionate about. And these were the first time that for a movie, you had 3 or 4 extra movies if you wanted to learn more. Do you think that contributed a lot to this fandom and how invested people getting, being the first to actually do that?
Yeah, I think it did. I think people felt part of the making of it. And certainly since then, I've met a lot of young filmmakers who say that they became filmmakers because of watching those behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of listen, DVD extras and sort of making of documentaries are not a new thing, but the way that Peter really, it was very important to Peter to document everything in great detail in a way that I don't think had been done quite to that level, to where you really feel like you're able to understand every department and how everything was accomplished in that sort of access was really special.
It just made such a difference to the fandom. Et donc je leur ai demandé si le fait que quand ces DVD soient sortis, c'était parmi les premiers à avoir un making of et des extras vraiment complets. Vous aviez l'équivalent de 2, 3, 4 films en plus de contenu, de comment ils l'ont fait, de comment ils l'ont fabriqué et comment ça a contribué au fandom et au fait que les gens sont rentrés dans cet univers à plein cœur. Et donc pour eux, voilà, c'était très important sur le set que Peter filme tout, qu'il y ait vraiment absolument tout pour qu'il y ait ce succès qui vient et que ça a vraiment plu aux fans. Parce que, alors, levez les bras, combien ont regardé tous les extras sur les DVD? Extra for DVDs. Combien ont regardé les voice-overs avec les acteurs? Voice-overs with actors. Et combien d'entre vous sont en cosplay à cause d'eux? And these are the cosplayers who are here because of that. Because for me, it was kind of the same for me because they came out when I was younger, and being able to dive in and see how you guys did it, how it was made, and especially the prop making. I make props and costumes myself, and I was like, I want to go to New Zealand, I'm just going to turn up and be like, I'm amazing, hire me, I want to do this. Because it really shined a light on all of these different parts of the industry and how you make it, how you do it, how you make it work, how you live through the movie. What was it like when, I suppose you got together after the filming and everything to do the voiceovers to the movie?
Oh, like the commentary.
Yeah, the commentary. What was that like? That was fun because it's like we can feel you being so much more chilled than what we saw in the making ofs and stuff. You guys seem to be like laid back, like we're hanging out. And what was that like? There was never any footage of that. So I would always imagine you guys in like sweatpants with your cup of tea, like nice and relaxed.
Kind of
was like that, really. Yeah, and we just...
Because it was all 4 of us together, right?
Yeah, certainly for... Yeah, I think all of it.
I think all of it, yeah.
And there was snacks, and the only thing they had to keep saying was, you guys have to say something, because you get into what you do.
Yeah.
You forget, you know, and then you're like, oh yeah, and
where it's like silence. Oh, that's the towel.
We would get sucked in a lot to the storytelling. But yeah, it was fun. I think what you described, that idea of us sort of lounging and hanging out, it kind of was that. It's just the 4 of us sitting and watching the movie and with microphones, getting to chat about it. It was fun.
Et donc quand ils ont fait les commentaires audio, moi j'avais toujours cette impression que c'était beaucoup plus calme et plus chill parce qu'on les voyait sur les vidéos et les extras en train de s'amuser, de bouger, de machin, et que là ils étaient chill, donc je les imaginais vraiment en pantalon baggy avec une tasse de thé, et puis c'était vraiment un truc moment chill avec eux où ils devaient regarder en entier. Et la seule chose était qu'on n'arrêtait pas de leur rappeler, les gars, il faut parler en fait. Je disais, ouais, mais on regarde. Non, il faut que vous dites des choses. Et ça a été comment la première fois où vous l'avez vu en entier? Parce que nous, on a tous eu cet impact et cette anticipation, mais pour vous, c'était très personnel. Est-ce que c'était émotionnel de le voir pour la première fois dans son intégrité? So, you made this amazing movie, you're done filming, you're going a bit back and forth, but you're still waiting for that moment where you get to see it all in all. What was it like for that very first time? Because we're talking like so long making, building, coming up to it, and you get to see it all in one setting for the first time. What did that feel like?
It's overwhelming. I think I remember seeing it at the New Line offices the first time.
I can't remember the first time I saw it. The thing that really sticks in my mind is we took 20 minutes to Cannes, to the film festival, and that was the first time that we saw a finished piece of film. And it was all the Moria. It was going into the gates of Moria, all through to the bridge of Khazad-dûm, and
wow.
so they showed that. And obviously, the set that they built was incredible. It was so realistic, but obviously it wasn't the size of, Moria.
No, you can't.
So
imagination.
So watching all that stuff come to life around where we were was amazing.
And the cave troll too.
The cave troll and the bridges of Khazad-dûm. It was all, I remember that being amazing. And Cannes was so much fun.
Yeah.
They brought in like Hobbit bars from the Green Dragon and all the Prancing Pony, so it was bigger. So when people were ordering a drink, they felt like hobbits. So that was a really fun time.
To actually, because I mean, you're in the imagination, the projection. I am an actor. I can feel this happening, but actually seeing it, and that you're actually discovering it at the same time as the others. It's like, yeah, I know, it's good.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that sentiment. And then seeing the movie fully for the first time, I just remember not being able to process it. I remember seeing it and thinking, and being kind of overwhelmed by it all, because there is so much to see, and so much that, wasn't there on the day. It's all coming together. There's such anticipation to see it that it just took my brain a minute. I don't think I was able to really process it until I saw it a second time.
Yeah, it takes a few times, au 10. Et donc, Billy ne se souvient pas spécialement de la première fois où il l'a vu, mais ils sont allés à Cannes avec 20 minutes d'extrait. Et donc, c'était la scène de la Moria jusqu'au moment où ils arrivent au Balrog. Et que pour lui, c'était la première fois qu'il le voyait de bout en bout, puisque tout ça, il faut l'imaginer, il faut être dans sa tête, et que ça l'avait vraiment marqué. Et pour Elijah, ça a été de le regarder en entier pour la première fois. Ça a été un grand moment d'émotion, mais ça l'a pas vraiment impacté, touché, il s'est pas vraiment réalisé jusqu'à qu'il ait regardé au moins une deuxième fois. Et si vous l'avez vu, on remarque quelque chose de nouveau à chaque moment. Et je crois que on a tous des scènes favorites. Est-ce que vous avez une scène favorite? I think all of the fans have like a favorite moment and what would be your favorite moment for Frodo and your favorite moment for Pippin? I mean, I would say Fool of a Took, but that just tickled me because it was I so wanted to have it from the books, from that moment, from the catastrophes, the bits that I think it embodies so much of that character that I absolutely loved it.
That's a good moment to talk about actually, because that does show the sort of indie feel of the movie that we were talking about, that Pete Jackson was open to changing things and things happening
Doing
on the
what
day.
Works for the movie and not it doesn't have to be exactly, it has to work with what.
So I think the idea was I bumped into the skeleton and it fell down, and on the day I said, wouldn't it be kind of a nice little character thing, because I think it's Gandalf who's making a speech, he's reading. I says if Pippin's just a bit bored listening to that.
Little comic relief.
Yeah, that he goes off and he's just looking at something and he touches it, and that's what makes it, rather than just bumping into it. And Pete was like, oh, brilliant. And then the skeleton fell, and he said, it'd be great if the skeleton, there was a chain tied to its ankle onto a bucket, so that it's just never ending.
Can I just stand there going?
Yeah, it's just like, oh shit, can this get any worse?
Such a great moment.
It's such a fun moment.
It really is.
Like everybody's so serious, and then that happens, and you're like, oh.
And just a
Yeah.
so good. Donc pour Billy, il aime parler de ce moment où en fin de compte, la bêtise de Pipi n'était pas forcément prévue. Et il a dit, et si Pipin il s'embêtait un peu, il commence à jouer avec les trucs et ça tombe, et si ça continuait de tomber encore, et encore, et encore, et encore, pour avoir le petit moment de comic relief, et que c'était vraiment un beau moment. Et bien pour Frodon, il y a tellement de choses à choisir. There's too many scenes for Frodo that I absolutely love, but which one was dear to your heart?
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I'm asking you to go deep, I'm sorry.
It's hard. As far as an emotional moment, one that really stands out is actually at the end of the film. So it's tied to the shooting of it. So the last thing that I filmed as Frodo was in Return of the King. Frodo sitting at the desk in Bag End finishing the book before he gives it to Sam. And that was the last thing that I filmed.
And I will
so
forever
that
be
moment
thankful.
is just sort of tied to this very, it was so apropos that be the last moment. It felt so appropriate and so deeply emotionally tied to the significance of Frodo saying goodbye, and I happen to be saying goodbye to the character at the same time. So that is a favorite moment of mine.
Yeah, I mean, I am actually so grateful that somebody had a camera there at that moment, because it's just like, as a fan, we weren't just rooting for Frodo and Pippin, we were rooting for Billy and Elijah and Dom and just everybody. We just so happy that the characters we love got to have their happy ending and their good moments, and the actors we've come to love got to have their happy moments, because as you know, in filming and movies and events, you don't always get that moment. It can be like, this is a wrap, it's gone, and you're walking home going, that was my last down. And that we got to be in that, it was such a magical moment for the fans, and I think there's just a lot of love for the way you brought this story to us, and I think we're all very, very grateful for that. Je crois qu'il y a juste énormément d'amour, et pour les acteurs, et pour ces personnages, et ce qu'ils ont amené à nos vies, et à nos passions, et je pense qu'on est tous éternellement reconnaissants pour ça, Comic-Con. Okay, and before I get emotional, because this has been a wonderful time for me, I was wondering, would you indulge me with a fan moment?
Sure.
Absolutely. Messieurs, dames, je pense que vous allez savoir quoi faire dans cette scène. On a droit à un moment de fan et je vous demanderai de faire ça avec moi. Régis, si vous pouvez mettre la petite musique, would you stand for me, please? And Tex, if you could play the Hobbit song, please. Messieurs, dames, le roi. Un peu de bruit. So this is a scene everybody has cried for, and if you would for Comic-Con today.
My friends, you go to number one.
Thank you.